Hello, hello, my friends. We have a new Kringle release to talk about in today's video. I have 6 new candles that will be launching on Thursday, December 4th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's actually a pretty easy date for me to remember, as that will be my son's 14th birthday. But yeah, we've got a couple of candles here to talk about, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm slightly surprised by them. When Kringle sent us the fragrance notes, when they let us know that these were going to be, coming down the pipeline, I was not really sure what to think of a couple of these fragrances. I was intrigued for sure, as I usually always am with Kringle, because we know that they tend to go a little bit conceptual. But yeah, I'm pretty surprised so far by what I think of these. So we're going to do a little bit of a cold sniff impressions here. As always, I'm going to keep it real with you guys. Most of these, I believe the Winter Flight, the 3 Winter Flight candles will retail for $31. The Reserve candles will retail for $34. While we are speaking about the cost of candles right now, I am going to just briefly go over some of the Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale information at the end of this video. I am actually filming this video on Friday, November 21st, and Kringle did kick off that sale today. So we're going to talk about that at the end of this video. I'll just kind of tack it on there. But anyways, you guys, if you are interested in my thoughts on these candles, why don't we go ahead and dive in? I will make sure that I have all of them listed in the description box down below with fragrance notes, timestamps, and as always, you guys, when these become available, or if you're ever purchasing any full price items, maybe route protection on your order, you can always use my affiliate discount code KATIE15 for an additional 15% off. And I can't remember if I mentioned this at the beginning of the video. This is like my 3rd time trying to film this because it's just been one of those days. I can't remember if I mentioned, but Kringle did send these to me in PR. I did not pay for them. As always, you guys, I will keep it real with you, give you guys my honest thoughts. And yeah, let's go ahead and dive right on into this. I do want to quickly apologize for the lighting situation. I typically rely on natural light and a ring light. We have had unusually rainy weather here in Arizona this week, which I am not complaining about one bit. My cold, dark heart loves, loves rainy weather. I think it's because I've always grown up in very sunny climates, and that gets boring for me. I love rainy weather. However, it has presented a little bit of a challenge for me when it has come to filming because, my lighting situation is usually easy. And I know you guys are not following me for my amazing camera skills, but yeah, just wanted to let you guys know if the lighting looks a little off, we're just going to roll with that, right? Okay, so let's go ahead. I think I'm going to start with the Reserve collection. So the first fragrance that I wanted to talk about is the fragrance Almost Midnight. So again, these Reserve jars are in that like kind of translucent black vessels. These do retail for $34. They are 100% soy wax, 22 ounces of that. Fragrance notes on Almost Midnight are Mandarin, Bergamot, Melon, Neroli, Jasmine, Rose, Sandalwood, Cedar, Patchouli, Amber, Musk, Vanilla. We all know Kringle likes to be very detailed in the fragrance notes that they are giving to us. Okay, here's what I'm going to say about this candle. This is, my nose detects, the first note that I detect is rose in here. But this is not like a smack you in the face like Yankee Candle's Fresh Cut Roses. This is a more subdued, soft rose. It reminds me a little bit of the rose note. This candle just in general reminds me quite a bit of, what was it? The Halloween candle, Cabin in the Woods. If you liked that fragrance, I think that you'll like this one. If you like their Sunflowers and Suede candle, I think that you'll like this fragrance as well. Yeah, the rose is it's a softer rose, but there is also, like, I do smell amber in here as well. It's a softer rose. Is this a fragrance that, is totally something that I would have purchased? No, probably not. Those top notes of Mandarin, Bergamot, Melon. No, this to me, like, this is not really a fruity fragrance to me. My nose does detect some cedar and patchouli in there, but the patchouli is not overly like perfumey. But this is what I would describe as like a soft rose, slightly perfumey fragrance. It's nice. I feel like this is actually going to be a really nice fragrance. It's funny that it's called Almost Midnight because that would make me think of like New Year's Eve. I would think a New Year's Eve fragrance would be a little bit more like maybe some champagne, or maybe go the direction of like a really like sophisticated boozy type of fragrance. Rose is not really a scent that I think of for a New Year's candle. But I actually think that this will be a nice fragrance probably for like Valentine's Day if you're somebody who likes rose fragrances around like the month of February. This is definitely more of like a winter rose, not like your fresh spring rose. It's nice. Again, do I feel like it's completely unique and never been done before? No. But it is a nice fragrance. Okay, the next one is the candle called Ice, and it looks like we just have like a big ice cube here. Yeah, it just looks like a giant ice cube here on the label. Fragrance notes are icy mint, evergreen forest, crisp apple, frozen river edge, hyacinth, warm cinnamon, snowy sandalwood, cedarwood, sugary vanilla. Can you guys see why, like, when they sent these fragrance notes to us, I was like, I'm not really sure what to expect of this. Okay, so this is what, this one actually, it's very fresh. I will give it that. This is definitely a fresh category. The mint note that I'm picking up in here, it leans spearmint to my nose. Yeah, it leans spearmint. It's not peppermint to my nose. It definitely leans more spearmint. It's kind of the mint. You know what? There was a minty note. This, in some ways, there was a fragrance called like White Birch and Rain or something like that in, was it the fall 2024 country lineup? Kind of reminds me of that a little bit. This to me is going to be a fragrance that is like a palate cleanser, you know, like when you've had like a really like odorous cooking, like you have really like lingering cooking odors and you want to clear it out. That's what this reminds me of. This is a very like pungent type of fragrance. Again, not a fragrance that I probably would have picked up and purchased if I smelled it. But to me, I don't really get anything warm from this. It's interesting that they're saying warm cinnamon, cedarwood. I don't really get anything woody in this. I mean, maybe a little bit, but on cold sniff, I think it's that top note of like, what are they saying? Icy mint. Yeah, it's smelling like spearmint. So maybe it's just that on cold sniff, I'm really getting those top notes. Evergreen forest. This is not really a tree scent to me. Crisp apple. There is something that's a little bit sweet in here. And this does smell like a very cold fragrance. Like, it sounds kind of weird, but it captures chilliness in this. But yeah, I'm interested to see what this one will be like when it is burning. Again, not really sure. Not really sure what to think about that one. Again, it's very fresh, that's for sure. And here's the fragrance that I feel like is going to be quite polarizing. This is the fragrance Smoldering Ember. Now, you guys all know I tend to like smoky hearthside fragrances. So this was one of the ones that really, really had me intrigued. We have fragrance notes here of smoky birch, lemon, orange, anise, green, vanilla, lavender, leather, sandalwood, and cedar. And okay, this one, I'm just telling you guys, you're either going to love it or hate it, I think. I'm very curious about what this is going to smell like burning. I am going to say this definitely smells like embers. Like, this is very, very smoky. If you are somebody who does not like smoky scents, you're probably not even going to be looking at this to, you know, in the first place. You're not going to look at it. I do get a leather note in here, though. I'm smelling, yeah, like smoky wood. This is probably one of the few candles that I would say is really, really close to like actual campfire smell. You know, like bourbon bonfire to me is very sweet smokiness. It's kind of boozy and it's sweet. Homeworks is winter. Fireside is more like hearthside, but you don't really get the like smokiness. This is a smoky fragrance. This is definitely smoky, but this is warm. It's kind of funny, just like how that ice really captures, like, if you could put a fragrance to something chilly and cold, this captures if you could put a fragrance to something smoky and hot. Kind of, I don't know how they did that. I just have a feeling I'm going to like this one a little bit more when it's burning. I don't really detect lavender, like none of these like fruit notes, lemon, orange, green, vanilla. I mean, I would get those base notes, the sandalwood, the cedar, the leather, and smoky, like smoky and birch. Throw out all of the lemon and all those citrus notes, because I'm not detecting any of that. But this is very much like a smoky leather type of fragrance. So Smoldering Ember, this is one that I'm very curious. This might be a good one to burn with like some of my tree fragrances, because I just have a feeling that it's funny, when I initially stuck my nose on this, I was like, whoa, I don't know about that. But then the more I smell it, the more I'm kind of like, oh, I actually think this one might be kind of good when it's burning. So we shall see about that one. So I'm just going to let you guys know, the Winter Reserve collection, it's okay to me, but I am going to say, when I start talking about these Winter Flight collection, I think I like the candles in the Winter Flight just a little bit more. So why don't we go ahead and start out with the fragrance Frosted Dawn. Now this is a beautiful picture on the front here. We've got, you know, the sunrise coming up over, you know, over like a freshly snow-fallen forest. It's beautiful. The fragrance notes here are mulled fruit, fir needle, lemon peel, clove, cinnamon bark, maple, balsamic frankincense, musk, smoky vanilla. Now it's funny, my friend McKenna over at the Joyful Candle, she actually texted me when her box came in. She goes, I'm really curious to hear what you think of these candles, because she and I actually came up with the same thought. This Frosted Dawn, if you like Bath & Body Works winter, here you go. This smells like winter at Bath & Body Works. It's kind of got that like mulled fruit thing going on. I did bring out KRINGLE's Cozy Christmas to just give a comparison. I actually think that they're going to pair really nicely with each other. But Cozy Christmas is more, there's a little bit more like orange rind in this. I don't have that like mulled fruit note, whereas I do get this. I do get that in Frosted Dawn. And I also brought out Caramel Sundays Home for Christmas, because that smells like Bath & Body Works winter to me. And yeah, these are definitely sister fragrances. So if you like Bath & Body Works winter, you've been wanting it in a soy wax formula, Frosted Dawn is probably going to be where you want to go. Again, it's kind of that clove heavy, little bit smoky, nowhere near the smoke. Like it's not even near the smoke level of Smoldering Ember. It's just kind of like maybe that like faint smoke off in the distance from like, you know, somebody's chimney or whatnot. Yeah, all of these other notes in here. I mean, I could really try to pull this apart for you guys, but if you're familiar with Bath & Body Works winter, that's what this smells like to me. I actually really, really like it. I was so excited when I opened this. I was like, finally, they have a fragrance like winter. Now, this fragrance is probably my my favorite label. This is Parisian Frost. We have fragrance notes of bergamot, rosemary, basil, lavender, moss, jasmine, muguet, patchouli, armoire, and santal. This is nice, you guys. This sorry, I just got lipstick on it. This is soapy, but in a good way. If you happen to like, I do detect lavender in here. I am going to say I smell the lavender note. That's like the first note that my nose detects. The bergamot, I don't really smell anything overly herbaceous like the rosemary and the basil on the top. Patchouli, not really. The patchouli might be giving, and the armoire and the santal might be lending a little bit of perfuminess to this. This is kind of like a, it leans more traditionally feminine, soapy to my nose, but it's clean. Like it's like that clean soapy, not laundry detergent. This is one that the more I've stuck my nose in it, the more I really like it. I feel like if you liked, what fragrances am I thinking of? I'm thinking of Country Candles, Seaside. If you liked Christmas in Manhattan, if you like coral, those kinds of fragrances, sea salt and tonka, kind of those clean, relaxing, kind of soapy, perfumey fragrances, then I think that you will like this one. This is very pretty. Like, the more that I have smelled it, the more it's really, really grown on me. I like this one. This is going to be a really nice fragrance. I'm just going to say, I feel like right after the holidays, like when you're done with all of the Christmas stuff. I mean, I'm not done with it. I haven't even decorated really for Christmas. Spoiler alert, that's just a little throw pillow. The rest of my house still has fall decorations up. But, you know, I know that there's some people like, once Christmas is over, you know, the new year comes around, we're putting away the Christmas decor. We kind of want that fresh start. This is going to be a really nice fragrance because this is going to like give like that like fresh house vibe. Now, I will also say though, it's wintry. This is like fresh house, but in the winter time, not fresh house, spring, we're opening up the windows and we've got lemon going everywhere. Not that. I do detect a little bit of citrus in here. Is any citrus listed? No. Well, bergamot, I guess, at the top. That's probably what I'm smelling. But yeah, this is really nice. I keep smelling it like, oh, I really like that. So yeah, Parisian Frost, my favorite label for sure. And then the last candle that I have here in front of me is Snowy Cascade. I'm trying to move these other ones out of the way. Snowy Cascade. So we've got these pictures of beautiful trees and we've got a river, you know, with lots of snow on it. Fragrance notes are eucalyptus, ginger, anise star, bergamot, cedarwood, geranium, orange, nutmeg, petitgrain, and musk. And I also like this one. It's funny. I actually watched McKenna's video the other day doing first sniffs. She does not like this one. She's like, oh, it's too much eucalyptus. I smell eucalyptus in this, but I actually like this fragrance. I'm picking up on something kind of like, well, green, obviously, eucalyptus. But again, this one's really nicely done. Another one that the more I stick my nose into this, I like it. For like an after the holidays fragrance. Eucalyptus, the ginger in here, this is not like overly spicy ginger. I wouldn't really detect ginger in here. Bergamot, again, maybe some sweetness. Cedarwood, geranium, orange, nutmeg, petitgrain, and musk. Petitgrain kind of comes across a little bit like orange blossom sometimes to me. Again, not overly perfumey. This is not as soapy based, I would say, as the Parisian Frost. But this is also another one that's very like clean. But yeah, I do get eucalyptus in here. Eucalyptus can go either way for me, but I actually like this one quite a bit. Again, the more I've stuck my nose in it, the more I really like it. Just very fresh. Again, fresh and wintry. Conceptual, you know. Geranium. Yeah, there's something about this. This is not really overtly floral to my nose. Maybe slightly, but it's sweet, like, and not gourmand sweet. It's like floral sweetness, I would say, mixed with a greenness, but it's not overly mossy. And again, there's something that reminds you, like how it says Snowy Cascade, maybe slightly aquatic, but like in a snowy way. I don't know. Again, it's really hard to describe fragrance sometimes, but I do like this one quite a bit. Again, another clean type of vibe. So I am going to say, if you're somebody who likes clean, fresh fragrances, I think you're going to like Snowy Cascade and Ice. Those are the two that you're probably going to like. If you tend to like florals, I think that the Midnight or Almost Midnight, because that one is rose forward, that's going to be your go-to. You also might like the Parisian, what is this? Parisian Frost. I think you're going to like that one. Parisian Frost is kind of perfumey in some ways. Smoky scents, you're definitely going to love Smoldering Ember. But if you don't want super smoky, if you like fragrances, like I said, Bath & Body Works Winter, you're going to like Frosted Dawn because it does have a lot of similarities to that. I think Frosted Dawn is going to pair nicely with Cozy Christmas as well as their Snowy Bridge fragrance. Those two will be some great pairings. So those are just kind of my initial thoughts here. Let's see, for me personally, ranking them at this moment, I'm going to say Oh, you know, it's hard. I'm putting the Smoldering Embers at the bottom for right now, just because I'm not sure what to think about it. Ice, I think, is probably going to be number 5 for me. Yeah, but I have a feeling I'm really going to like this one after the holidays. Because again, very fresh, clean type of vibes. Almost Midnight is going to come in at number 4 for me. Now, this is where it's going to get tricky, you guys, because honestly, I like all of these for different reasons. I am going to say Frosted Dawn, the only reason that I'm going to put it in number 3 is because I think it's so similar to Bath and Body Works Winter, which I like that fragrance, but this is not like a completely new fragrance to my scent profile. Maybe that's a little bit of bias. And then going between these two, I think I'm going to say, I think Snowy Cascade is going to be number 2. I don't know. The more I smell that, the more I like it. I think Snowy Cascade is going to be number 2, and number 1 is going to be Parisian Frost. Yeah, I think that's the direction that I am going to go right now. So those are my thoughts on these 6 new fragrances. Like I said, they will be launching on Thursday, December 4th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My affiliate code Katie15 will save you 15% off of that purchase. Now let's just quickly talk about the Black Friday and Cyber Monday sale that is going on over at KRINGLE. Like I said, I'm filming this on Friday, November 21st, and that sale did go live this morning on the website. I did create a little bit of a community post, but I know not everybody sees that depending on what outlet you watch my videos. But I did want to say, you guys, if you love the country candle lineup, you better check out that sale, because they have all of the country stuff, I believe, is listed for like 75% off. I picked up quite a few large country jars for $7, like $7.75. They also have some, whatever is remaining of Halloween is 75% off. I know a lot of that's going pretty fast. The painted jar 3 wicks are on sale for like $10.60. Those are for 60% off. The new like labeled 3 wick jars are on sale for like $9 and some change. So that's even less than that 3 for $33 price point. They also have they have a couple of 4 wicks, you guys, that are on sale for 50% off. I actually ended up contacting our affiliate contact at KRINGLE, because I saw that my beloved Autumn Amber in the 4 wick is 50% off. And I was like, oh, please tell me that that is not going away. And he said, no, we're just trying to clear out some fall inventory at the moment. So I was like, oh, phew. But there are some fall 4 wicks that are 50% off. There's a lot of fall fragrances that are 50% off right now. So if you're wanting to stock up, I don't see a ton of Christmas stuff that is, you know, really, really deeply discounted. There's a couple of Christmas fragrances I feel like that are like 25% off. But yeah, if you're just wanting to get like some of your favorite backups, or you're wanting to nab some of those country candles, because we know that country candle is going bye-bye. If you're wanting to get some backups, that now would probably be the time. My code does not work with the sale items. However, if you're purchasing route protection, or if you've thrown in a full priced item, then the code will apply to that item or the route, but it won't apply and give additional discounts to the sale items. So spoiler alert, you guys, I will be having quite a haul to share with you guys probably in a couple of weeks when I get that KRINGLE package, because I couldn't restrain myself. I was like, oh, there's a couple of fragrances that I have either wanted to try or I've had in the past, and I know that I love, or I like them enough to burn as like complimentary fragrances to candles that I know I already have in my collection. So lots of fun stuff coming up for you. But again, if you have been waiting for the KRINGLE Black Friday sale, it is here. So anyways, you guys, please let me know in the comment section down below if you are interested in any of these new candles. I did want to let you guys know, prior to the launch, I'm not sure, truthfully, you guys, I don't think I'm going to have any dedicated post-burn reviews on these prior to the launch. If I do, maybe Frosted Dawn might be the one that I would have a review on. But truthfully, you guys, I said like quite a few of these are definitely like after the holidays fragrances. I might be able to give you guys some updated like initial post-burn thoughts, but truthfully, you guys, once I decorate my house for Christmas, this is the time of year where I get pretty locked into what fragrances I want burning. Christmas time is like the Super Bowl of candle burning for me personally. So I don't really typically like to use the Christmas season to be the time where I'm like, oh, let me burn some new candles to do reviews on. I mean, unless the candle is very specifically like Christmas oriented. So anyways, you guys, I really don't feel like any of these candles that are at a high risk of selling out. Maybe the Frosted Dawn, if people get word that it reminds them of winter. But again, I don't see any of these being like high sellout risk right at launch. So I feel like I have some time to go ahead and wait and do some dedicated reviews on these. So again, you guys, please hit thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave a comment down below. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.